Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. And my name is Fabio Salino. I am here representing Ria Shortino, who is the founder and executive director of Junction, but unfortunately she has some very urgent personal matters to attend to, and so she cannot be with us tonight. I briefly would like, I don't know if any of you is new to the junction, but very briefly what to the junction. The junction is basically a venue which organizes and hosts events on a regular basis, almost every week, on issues concerning Southeast Asia. Issues pertaining to sustainable development in Southeast Asia, political situation in Southeast Asia. So it's a place where basically we have many people from different backgrounds, different walks of life who come here and contribute their experiences, their knowledge, and their critical reflections for sharing, debate, and with the purpose of supporting what's happening in Southeast Asia in terms of and tonight the topic is philanthropy and how funding from philanthropic organizations, particularly from US-based organizations and other funders, how this is evolving in this region and what the trends are, what are the possible impacts for this region. And I would like to say that the event tonight is one in a series of events that Junction has hosted in the past on this topic. In the past, they looked at these issues from different perspectives, from the perspective of civil society activists, from the perspective of fundraisers, from the perspective of people who actually work in philanthropic organizations. Now, tonight we are very fortunate because originally this event was supposed to have 4 speakers. Ria was one of them. There was also Judy Vichit-Vadakhan from Thailand, who has very extensive experience in this field. Unfortunately, at the last minute, she too had some very compelling personal reason and she had to cancel. But we are very fortunate to have Ali Fidanto, who is the Senior Indonesia Advisor of the International Energy Program at the European Climate Foundation. And Arif in the past also worked for Greenpeace, so he was an activist. So he can give us a very interesting perspective from social activism point of view in a more institutional one, particularly in relation to how funding and private funding is impacting the work of organizations that concerns environmental issues. And then we have Dharma also from Indonesia, but with a lot of experience in this region, and current Secretary of the Courage Foundation in Cambodia, and previously Executive Director of the Kifa Foundation, which was affiliated with the Open Society Foundation. And they can tell you more about what they do, their work. I think that maybe we start from number 1 first, because I think you are going to give us an overview of trends, what's happening with this kind of funding in this region and impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir. Hi, everyone. So my name is Dawan Wibo. I'm currently serving for Commons Fund Cambodia. We aim to protect and support political decisions in Cambodia. So, but as I will speak based on my experience when I served for Open Society Foundation in Indonesia. So we will talk about foundations, global foundations. So foundation is form of institutionally based philanthropy. And for the background, before we discuss deeper from our presentations, I will discuss two reports that will help us understand the landscape of institutional based philanthropy in the global level, also in Southeast Asia. So there's a global philanthropy report 2016, and also the state of global giving by US Foundation 2015. That will give us at least three contexts. First, our landscape of foundations, US and non-US based. And second, trend of giving by US foundations. And the third, the position of Southeast Asia in that landscape. So basically there's three things that I would like to present this evening. So when we talk about foundations, it has a global outreach, not only in the US or in the European countries, but also in other parts of the region. The report identified at more than 200,000 foundations, but European and US-based foundations play the most important part. 60% in European countries, 35% in North America. So that's one thing that I want to say. The second, you might disagree, but the report, when they ask the foundation how to identify themselves, there's not a single form of foundation that they identify. There is, you see, independent foundations, family-based foundations, corporate-based foundations, we have religious-based foundations, but also foundations that link to the government. But there's difference in each region. For example, you will find no government-linked foundation in the US. You will find it more in Asia Pacific and the Middle East. So, and if you look at Latin America, most of foundations are corporation-based foundations. So you have to understand and comprehend the landscape of foundation in this region. In this figure also stresses the importance of the US-based foundation. So in 2016, the foundation that spent the most is foundation that based in the US. After that, we have some foundation in Europe, but also you also find foundation in China and Turkey and Mexico. But mostly it's the US and European foundation. And not all fields are the priority of those foundations. You will see that globally, education, health, and human services are the three most area, the area that have most funding from those foundations. I will see for the video in the Southeast Asia in the next slide. But if you compare with the Asia Pacific, for example, still education is important, but then over the education. So foundation in Asia have different contexts. But if you're working in the health and education sector, you are sure that there are a lot of source of funding out there. And the last, in the context of a global landscape, there are several tools that the foundation use but also instruments like scholarships and two growing instruments that recently developed fast is equity investment and also impact investment. So it will also give us hindsight of what happened the trend in the future that maybe it's moved from grants to other means. So that's briefly about the global context of the foundations. So how about US foundations? This data from DFEX 2011. 8 out of 10 top philanthropic foundations are based in the US. You have the usual suspect, Bill and Melinda Gates, Opportunity Foundation, Ford Foundation, Packard Foundation, as well as Packard Foundation. And if we look at the trend between 2011 and 2015, there's an encouraging trend because the annual amount of giving increased. The average grant given to each grantees increased, and also there's a significant amount of giving that given to international to organizations outside like this. So 27.1% is international giving from $130 billion in the years between 2015 and 2015. And most of those international giving is provided by independent foundations or entities that call themselves independent foundations. 10% is of community foundations, operating foundations, family-based foundation, other kind of foundations. And in the US context, this is the top 12. You see that number 3 foundation to promote open society, and number 10 Open Society Institute is under source. So but the top donors, the top foundation still Bill and Melinda Gates. And if you see how or what allocation that they support, you will see significant trend. First, the grant that they provide for policy advocacy and systemic reforms is increasing. But the support for research is declining. That's the trend in the US foundations between 2015 and 2011 and 2015. And you will also see that the role of intermediaries, both US based or non-US based, is significant. The amount of grants that they provide directly to local organizations is quite small. So if you want to access the US foundation money, you better know the intermediaries. And how compare the trend of giving from US based foundation with the global trend? Still similar regarding the significant contribution of US foundation. So you have increasing trend of funding for health, economic development, environment, agriculture, and peace and security. but we have declining amount of grants for sectors like education, human rights, and science. So yeah, the giving is getting bigger, but not to all sectors. And not directly because mostly through intermediaries. So how about Southeast Asia? This is the map. Southeast Asia included in Asia Pacific, so receive around 80% from the global giving from the US-based foundations. The first priority is still Sub-Saharan Africa. So, Asia Pacific region is still important for US-based foundations. This is the data that show how big the role of Bill and Melinda Gates foundations to giving in Asia Pacific from US-based foundations. And this could be interesting. We still have the same suspect from previous one, but we see not all are independent foundations. Silicon Valley Community Foundation is gaining more prominent role in giving international grants, but still Bill and Melinda Gates, Ford, and also Rockefeller, the traditional US-based foundation, independent foundation, still have a prominent role. And this is the area of giving. Health, if you work on health, economic development, environment, you save. But if you work for human rights, science, religion, your portion is getting smaller. But interestingly, the work on peace and security, although still small, almost tripled between 2011 and 2015. Same, the role of the intermediaries is still important. On the other hand side, you will find top countries supported by US-based foundation. Indonesia is number 3. And then we have Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, Philippines. So, in conclusions, is Southeast Asia still important for US-based foundation in the form of philanthropy, target for philanthropy? Yes, still it remains important. Not in every area that for the approach work, but you have to know the games. You have to know what kind of field that they support, who is the intermediaries, and what kind of activities that will get more funding. Unfortunately, human rights and research is area that experiencing declining trend. But from the perspective of foundation, global foundation, US-based or non-US-based, that's the challenge. This is the global philanthropy environment that shows how difficult to do philanthropy in its region and its country. You will see that Asia Pacific, especially Southeast Asia, have low scores. It means there's a lot of hindrance for doing philanthropy work. And I believe it already discussed from the previous discussion. But the potential for having support from US-based foundations can be offset by internal condition in this country. For example, Indonesia. The government become more and more restrictive towards international funding. So, for foundation, for example, in Indonesia, have to submit and present their annual plan to the government to have their approval, for example. So the trend is the international foundations that try to become national foundation or local foundation. But in the context of opportunity foundation, for example, in 2018, Southeast Asia countries received $8.3 million of grants. It increased from around $5 million in 2015. So, still opportunity, still enough interest, but condition at the national level will also influence how easy or how big the support that they can get from US-based foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Nanda. Before I want to read, just things I forgot to tell you at the beginning, we are going to have questions at the end. So first we have the two speakers and have questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Arigianto. I'm from European Climate Foundation, International Energy Program. So actually this area is quite new for me. So Mas Darmawan is much more experienced than me. So I have been working in European Climate Foundation since 2017. So prior to that, I was a Greenpeace campaigner for energy issues. So I think I would like to share my experience, my little experience in this area, and also maybe my view as an activist. So yeah, so my organization, my foundation, focusing on in Southeast Asia, in Indonesia, focusing on supporting Indonesia NGO in accelerating energy transition and other important things. So I will talk more what is the other important thing, because this is related to the political situation in Indonesia as well that Mas Darmawan already mentioned. So, this is I copy from European Climate Foundation website. So the ECF aim to foster the transition to a low carbon society in Europe. We support organizations that undertake activities in line with our vision. The majority of our funds are granted to NGO and think tank engaged in bringing about meaningful change. So, not only European Climate Foundation also has international program And our international program focusing on energy transition, moving away from coal and embracing renewable energy. That's in short. So this is our funders. I think most of them are US-based foundation. Maybe this is using Mas Darmawan category. This is family-based foundation and corporate-based foundation, like Bloomberg Philanthropies, CHIP, Climate World Foundation, Hewlett Foundation, Ford Foundation also one of our funders. So yeah. So actually ECF is global re-granting organization. So we are foundation of foundation. So yeah. And Southeast Asia is one of our top priority actually in this area. Why? Because as you might aware that Southeast Asia is the most vulnerable countries to climate, the most vulnerable region to climate change. And countries in Southeast Asia like Indonesia and Vietnam and Philippines are also keen to build more power plant. And actually those countries as well are the most vulnerable and the most the least prepared countries to the impact of climate change. That's why as a foundation our top priority now beside India and China are Southeast Asia, and in particular Indonesia, Vietnam and the Philippines. And actually, in my experience, 2 years in this foundation, there is a strong commitment and there is a clear support to increase our support for the civil society in Southeast Asia and Indonesia. And 2 weeks ago, I just joined our strategy meeting, and there was an agreement, there was a commitment that in the next 5 years we will increase our support in Southeast Asia, in particular in Indonesia, Vietnam and Philippines, in order to avoid the climate catastrophe. And yeah, this is one of example that there is a clear support and strong commitment to support CSO in Southeast Asia. I mean, not only this 20 million, but at least from my note and from my observation, there are more philanthropists interesting in invest in Indonesia and other Southeast Asia countries, because in terms of environment and energy issues, Indonesia and Southeast Asia maybe the hardest region in the world to deal with. I mean, regarding the not only shrinking democratic space in our region, maybe now, last year, for instance, I can still say that Indonesia is the last remaining democracy in Southeast Asia. But now, I'm not confident to say that. Maybe we are no quasi-democracy, and maybe it is hard to find the real democracy in Southeast Asia. Maybe there is not democracy in Southeast Asia now. And yeah, this is a challenge for us actually. It is not also easy to operate as a funder, as a philanthropy in region in like Southeast Asia, in countries like Indonesia. One, as Mas Darmawan already explained, there is a growing deficit of democracy in Indonesia and other countries in Southeast Asia. In Indonesia, in the last 2 years, at least we see there is a clear shrinking democratic space, and it's also affect not only the NGO but also the foundation. For instance, like Mas Dharma, an example, for foundation. For foundation should have an MOU with the Ministry of Internal Affairs every year. For every single proposal from their grantee, for foundation also should, and the grantee should present to the intergovernment agency. So, of course, with this limitation, it is really hard for foundation to support the NGO in Indonesia. For us, for European Climate Foundation, for now, as a foundation, we don't have a legal entity in Indonesia. So we operate from Europe. So we only have 2 staff based in Indonesia, 2 consultants based in Indonesia, me and 1 grant officer. And then the grant directly transferred from Netherlands to our grantees, because it's hard to operate in Indonesia. So currently we are identifying option, because with this current political situation, with this current political landscape, we have to be careful to operate in Indonesia. So we think that with our current model, this is also not safe for us to operate in Indonesia. So now we are identifying an option. So maybe we will operate like KLUA in Indonesia. KLUA is Climate Land Use Alliance. So KLUA doesn't have staff in Indonesia. So all of their staff hired as a consultant. So they have companies, and the companies have a contract with the consultant, and the grant directly transferred from the US. For foundation model is clearly not an option for us, because if we choose the foundation model, then we will not be able to support the NGO in Indonesia, because our issues is really sensitive in Indonesia. Coal, fossil fuel energy is still considered as a top and strategy revenue for Indonesia. So NGO like Greenpeace, Friend of the Earth Indonesia are constantly being attacked by the government and by the industry because of this campaign on coal. So foundation model is clearly not our option. So we are thinking to register as a legal entity or national foundation in Indonesia. So maybe I would like to hear Mas Dharmawan view on this, which is this is good or not to operate as a national foundation in Indonesia. So we will. So maybe we will not have clear link with ECF in the next few years to operate in Indonesia and other Southeast Asian countries. And not only our growing deficit of democracy, our challenge is also in Indonesia we have few number of potential NGO. I mean, we have a lot NGO in Indonesia, but when it's come to executing the program, this specific program, especially the energy program, only limited number of potential CSO to support. lack of capacity, lack of knowledge on these issues. Of course, this is also part of our responsibility to increase the capacity of our CSO. So, yeah, with this challenge, I can say this is also not easy to operate as a philanthropy in country like Indonesia. I think as a intro for our discussion, I will end my presentation here. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please.
So basically there are several models which the global foundation US or non-US based operate. The more traditional models is using US-based intermediaries. For example, Ford Foundation. Ford Foundation open the country office in Indonesia. So there's still US-based intermediaries that operate in Indonesia. The second model is like Open Society Foundation in Indonesia. They select or establish national foundation that serve as non-US based intermediaries. DIVA Foundation is non-US based intermediaries for Open Society Foundation money until June this year. The third model is like from my presentation is in smaller portion is when the foundation send the money directly to local organization without intermediaries. It's very small portion. In Indonesia, very limited global foundation that do that. But the fourth model that become more popular due to the increasing restriction from the government is forming the local foundation, almost like what OSM do with DIVA, but the national foundation that are formed by the global foundations that can also fundraise inside the country. So basically those four models are used by the global foundation, US and non-US based, to conduct international giving.
Thank you. Shall we thank our speakers? Thank you very much. Okay, it's now time to open the floor to your questions, comments, and anything you want to ask or discuss with our speakers, you're welcome. Just please introduce yourself. Yes.
Hello, my name is Alan. So you're saying the governments in Southeast Asia, Indonesia in particular, are acting less and less democratically, and therefore putting more restrictions on funding that's coming into the country. Is that story different for funding that's not going to the energy sector? You mentioned coal is kind of like a national important industry. For human rights and health services, are they seeing the same restrictions put on them?
Other question?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Malin. I'm from Women's Fund Asia. I'm based here, but our headquarters is in Colombo. So we're, as a Women's Fund, we used to work only in South Asia. It's the last couple of years that we've moved to Southeast Asia as well. So your presentations were really helpful towards understanding the context and the philanthropy scenario. I did want to ask, so one, the study that you were talking about, did it have a particular intersection of women's human rights in terms of what the funding situation is like with US foundations or with foundations generally? And two, I know you you're both located in Indonesia, but would you be able to speak as well about other Southeast Asian countries? What are the government restrictions towards receiving funding? Because like definitely in South Asia, a lot of countries as well, Bangladesh, India, have a lot of restrictions. Like CSOs have to get approval for every project that they get from externally, for example. So are there similar instances or restrictions with other Southeast Asian countries?
So we have two questions. I think there's some intersections in the questions. Object to Armawan, right?
So, the restriction that the government put is mainly to foreign-based foundations that operate in Indonesia. Certain sectors? In all sectors. So if you are foreign-based foundation giving money directly to local NGOs, you have to have MOU with government. You must have the approval of your program. You must report annually to them. So before, the MOU is multiple years. They change it now, annual base. So every year you have to report. So it's not the area that you work with, but your status of your entities. But of course, there are several areas that are more sensitive to what the government. Energy, especially when you talk about nuclear energy, is sensitive because the influence of coal business to the government of Indonesia is quite strong. In Open Society Foundation's experience, when we talk about supporting LGBT communities, when you're talking to support religious minority, it also raises red flag to the government. So funding human rights work is getting more and more difficult. It has implication because you see from the trend that the amount of money to support human rights in the region is also declining. So what the Open Society do is can be considered smart because when they support TIFA Foundation is not foreign-based foundation. TIFA Foundation is Indonesian-based organization. So TIFA doesn't have to have MOU with the government, doesn't need to report annually to the government, and have less scrutiny. But just 2 years ago, the government issued a new law on mass organization that give the legal authority of the government to ban any organizations that the government consider not in line with the state ideology. This now, even TIFA already said, when TIFA support LGBT community, for example, and the government believe that it's contradict the values of ideology of the state, government just can ban the organization without having process in court. So that's the problem. But then, change to your questions, it's not only in Indonesia. OSF in India have to pull out. It's not Southeast Asia, but it's still in Asia Pacific. Opportunity Foundation have to pull out from India and move their South Asia program to Sri Lanka because what the government want to approve every single grant that OSM issued to local organization in India. So for foundation to comply to the request of body government, but OSM did not comply, so they choose to leave India and using entities like National Foundation in India to channel the money. When you talk about Cambodia, you also have the same problems. Not only civil society but also media. Right? So I think the government of Southeast Asia and Asia learn from each other. So Indonesia learn from India, they learn from other countries, Philippines from Indonesia. So basically, foreign-based foundations have difficulties. Even Oxfam, for example, that traditionally work in the development sector of human rights, when they work on the inequality issues, the MOU is frozen for 1 year. So it's not easy. But if you see from my data, two population group that still receive foreign funding is youth and women. So this is sorry?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily human rights. When you talk about women access to health, education, microfinance, there's easier to operate and there's more money available from global foundation.
Yeah, just to respond Alan's question, I think as Mas Darmawan explained, not only environment issue, not only energy issues, but all sector. But as an environmental activist for several years, I know that the government are really sensitive to at least two issues in Indonesia in terms of the environmental issues. Coal issues and the palm oil issues. Why? Because these two commodities are top commodities for the government. Coal is considered as a national interest. So whoever attacking coal is attacking Indonesia. Just few months ago, there is one online media in Indonesia published the keluar grantees that got support from keluar for palm oil campaign advocacy. So it was used by the parliament to attack several groups in Indonesia, including Greenpeace, Friend of the Earth Indonesia, and several local groups in Indonesia, because palm oil is, main revenue for Indonesia. That's why it's hard for us to operate in Indonesia. So, for instance, we ask our grantee in the proposal not to mention coal at all, just to avoid the government or other institution aware about our operation in Indonesia, because now we are facing several issues as well. For instance, like So just today, I heard from my colleagues in ECF, her email was hacked by we don't know it yet who is the perpetrator, but it is clear that it is not easy to support the CSO in Indonesia that work in energy and environment issues. But Mas Darmawan clearly said not only these issues but all issues. And agree with Mas Darmawan, given to this current situation as well, shrinking democratic space in Indonesia, there is a criminal code plan to revise. If it is approved by the parliament and the government, it will clearly effectively remove the freedom of expression, freedom of association, and freedom of press in Indonesia. Let's see, in the next few months we will know the Indonesia future. And to respond to the second question, ECF is also operating, supporting the CSO in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Vietnam, Cambodia, and yes, agree with Mas Darmawan. In any countries in Southeast Asia and South Asia, I mean the trade are similar. The government are really, the government learns each other. I mean, Joko Widodo, our president, learned from Narendra Modi how to deal with the NGO and deal with the foundation. So if Modi has the specific law to regulate the NGO and foundation, Indonesia also has civil society organization. So yeah, that's the situation in Indonesia and other countries in that we support. Thank you.
Would you like to add something before the next question?
Okay. So in the context of Open Society Foundations, like I said before, 2018, Southeast Asia received $8.35 million US. From total $37.89 million allocated for Asia Pacific. The largest region that got funding from OSF in Asia Pacific is South Asia, is 11.95 million, while East Asia only got 4.63 million. So still there, but it becomes harder to operate. In Indonesia, it's the major foreign-based foundation that still supports human rights. It's only Open Society Foundation. It's only Open Society Foundation that can still operate in Papua, while other foreign-based foundations that support human rights cannot operate in Papua. So it's no use to have it's not up to, not all factors up to the global foundation. We keen to support the work in Southeast Asia, but if it becomes more and more difficult, hey, there's still problem in Africa. We can move the money there, for example. So that's the situation.
Sure, then we will have another question.
So, but in terms of direct giving to local organizations, it's still okay. So they can't, there's no question with the bank when the money comes in and, do they have to show documents?
Based on the law, so the local organization is in the form of foundation, you have to abide the foundation law. Means you have to have a legal entity that registered to the Ministry of Law and Human Rights. You have to publish your annual report. But until now, there is no case when the government used the new mass organization law to ban local organization that receive money from US-based foreign-based foundation. But like I say, giving money direct to local organization have their own risk, because only few local organization have adequate capacity to manage the grant without supervision from the intermediaries. So the foreign-based organization always prefer to have intermediaries in the countries, so they can not only give or provide technical assistance but also conduct monitoring to ensure that the grant that they give is managed in a equitable way. So yes, no recession yet, but like the data shows, it's only small part, small portion of the method that used by global foundation.
So I think what you're saying, the real restriction happens before the money goes in. Basically. We have another questions?
Quickly. I'm Sofia Cavalleri. I'm a joint PhD at the Stockholm Environment Institute and Chulalongkorn University. And thank you so much, first of all. Secondly, I wanted to ask, you were talking about these US and EU foundations that are focusing on some things like education, health, economic development. Do you think local NGOs and programs are being reshaped by what these foundations are asking for? Like, are the local NGOs becoming more interdisciplinary maybe? Like, if they are focusing on environment, then they bring in also the gender perspective or another health perspective because the foundations are asking for it.
Who would like to?
Maybe this is not, I will try to answer your question. So, ECF, currently in Indonesia we have more than 20 grantees, about 22 or 24. So our ultimate objective is to accelerate energy transition in Indonesia, to stop coal expansion and starting renewable energy era. So when we prepare our strategy, we discuss with our grantees. So bottom-up approach. So we don't decide our strategy, but this is based on our discussion with the partner. So we have annual strategy meeting with all of our grantees, with all of our partners. So because energy issues is quite hard issues, and this is really hard in Indonesia to deal with the state electricity companies, for instance, Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Environment. So we discuss with our partner that maybe we need to have multi-faceted strategy, not only specific directly on the energy or stopping coal, but we also have, for instance, we have 4 cluster organization. So we have anti-corruption grantees. They use the anti-corruption strategy for stopping coal expansion. We have a legal group as well. So they use legal strategy. We have grassroots organization like Greenpeace, Friend of the Earth. They really focus on grassroots strategy, plan by plan approach. And we also have like think tank, university, and few grantee on media. So yes, they use also gender perspective for their program. For instance, in several group in Sumatra. Sumatra is one of the islands in Indonesia, because the local group thinks that if we want to win the campaign in this area, we need to work together with the women groups. So this group in Sumatra, several group in Sumatra, they use the gender element quite instrumental. So yes, I mean the answer is yes.
There are several points that might answer your question. For example, in the context of US foundations, the trend toward health and education, I think, is influenced by or skewed by the amount of money that given by Bill and Melinda Gates. They dominate the landscape, and they only have to focus education and health. So it's skewed the whole picture. But yes, as donors, we ask our grantees to fulfill our requirements. For example, in the context of opportunity foundations, now the grantee in their proposal must show how they address gender mainstreaming, how to address environmental sustainability, and how to inform youth in their program. So in a way, it also nudge or persuade the local organization to go that way. But the grant making in OSF, like what also I've said, is always a joint process. Tendencies not other than try to become more flexible to accommodate the donor requests. Our requirements is how to work closely between one sector and other sector. For example, this year, OSF Indonesia asked the program in media that usually support the public interest media, free independent media, to also work more closely with organizations that work on the grassroots mobilization. So that's also things that happen in this work. Local organizations try to meet our requirement, and they try to work closely with each other and leave the silo that previously separated each sector. Hope it answered your question.
Any more questions, anyone?
Hello again. Putting aside the issue of government control and intervention, funders, from my understanding, when funders give a certain amount of money to an organization, there's usually what we call strings attached. A certain percentage of the money needs to go to programming. A certain percentage can only go to administration, blah, blah, blah. Has that been evolving as well? Do you see a change in the organization?
So, in the context of open society foundations, we have what we call one-third rule. So, OSF can only support maximum amount one-third of the grantee's annual budget. So, if in 2018 they have a total budget of 300,000, they can only receive maximum 100,000 next year from OSF. That's one first requirement. Second requirement, grantees can only allocate 20% or maximum 25% of the grant that they get for institutional support. It means office, salary, and other non-program. Why OSF doing that? Because OSF try to not make the grant depend to us as the sole donors. We try to persuade the grantees to diversify their base of funding. But not all donors is doing similar thing like OSF. More and more donors only want to support program activities, not institutional support. That also make local organizations difficult, because then how they can get money to support the staff, salary, office rent, electricity, water. So that's not the problem. Not all donors can provide a multiple years grant. Majority of the donors only provide annual grant. So yes, it shapes how the local organization operate. But at least in the context of OSF, our requirement is aimed to make the local organization not depend heavily to us. And as donors, local organizations still consider us flexible, because we still provide multiple use grant and also institutional support.
In ECF, we have formula 70% for program, 30% for the institutional support. As Mas Darwan said, ECF also currently we only able to give annual support, not multi-year support. But maybe in the next few years, because from our evaluation, our partner really want to have multi-year support to ensure their sustainable program. We also, in Indonesia, in the last 2 years at least, we incubate several groups. I mean, 2 or 3 groups. So currently, yes, they really they rely on us, but our mission also, like Mas Darmawan, like OSF, we don't want they rely on solely on us. We also try to link them with other funders, because as a foundation that support on energy sector in Indonesia, I think ECF is one of the few organization, few funder that support on this. And actually there are many foundation, US-based foundation or European-based foundation interested in supporting energy issue in Indonesia. So they come to ECF first, ask about who is the grantee that are potential to support. So my role is also to connect the local groups in Indonesia and other funders that are interested in supporting the groups in Indonesia. So yeah, we have that formula, 70-30%.
ECM is also intermediaries.
Yes, ECF is also a global re-granting organization. We are intermediaries. But as I said, maybe in the next few years, because we are now currently identifying an option to operate in Indonesia, it is also not easy to operate as intermediary in Indonesia, based on our experience. So maybe, as I said previously, we have two options. Maybe we will operate like KLUA, Climate Land Use Alliance. So all of our people in Indonesia will be hired as a consultant. So we will establish a company, or we will have a national foundation like IPA, maybe. Okay.
The other example is in Nepal, because the intermediaries there, because the restriction from the NGO law in Nepal, they're thinking to change from foundation into for-profit entities, just to escape from the strict regulation in NGO law. So it's challenging, but we also do our best to see the loopholes in the law that we can use to continue to support for local NGOs.
More question? We have 10 minutes.
Because ideally, it would be great if all NGOs were self-sustaining, then they would need funders, and their whole model would change, their whole efficiencies, and how they operate would change, of course. But to touch on what you were saying about changing your model to be just consultants, that's what I was initially thinking when you were describing the problems you were having with the government, because it seems like the government is focusing on intermediaries like yourselves. So if you could form the connection between the funders themselves directly to the NGOs and you intermediate it, which kind of you're doing mostly now anyway, and then consult your expertise to them, that sounds like it would alleviate a lot of the problems with the government until they catch on. Am I understanding how easy the structural change could be to help you get around the government restrictions?
So may I link a different perspective here? If you go that way, or your way, like Nepal one, I mean, it's really what is at stake. My perspective is a complete different identity of what we call now civil society. Because the strength of civil society is because they are civil society. And they are critically important to keep governments accountable. Now, if you all become consultants or you all become for-profit, it seems to me this is the final victory of economic neoliberalism and this loss of democratic space that we're talking about. And here is my question then. Sorry for hijacking a little bit, but because we have to. Goes back to the little conversation you and I had before so-called independence of foundations. Okay. From your experience and from what you have seen, is there any dialogue among foundations to develop a strategy to respond to these tactics of increasingly authoritarian, unaccountable governments? Because if everyone goes the way of the four foundation, we described in India, well, basically, where is the independence of a foundation? If they accept that the government must approve every grant, it means they just become a puppet of government policy. So, is there a dialogue among foundations to develop a common strategy to respond to the because I think this goes back to understanding their role as foundations for sustainable development or for what.
So, in the global level, I'm not sure about that. But for example, in India, there's no similar position toward among the global foundations. What foundation choose to comply, or SF choose to pull out and then try to find local intermediaries to channel the grant, and the intermediaries we grant to local organization. In Indonesia, there is continuous dialogue, and the path that the international foundation choose more and more is to become national foundations. So this is interesting. We have Plan International become Plan Indonesia. We have WWF become WWF Indonesia. We have CAG become CAG Indonesia. So that's a study, because when you become national foundations, at least you don't have to have MBU with the government. At least there's still freedom that you can play around, space that you can use to escape the government control. Will it sustainable? I don't know. Because with the law of mass organization, the government can do anything to ban any organization that they say and they think is enemy of the state. So that's maybe thing that we did and to consider as international foundations. How to have common strategy to face this difficult condition. Because it's not although the interest to support countries in Southeast Asia is still strong. I'm afraid sooner more and more donors will be pulled out from Southeast Asia countries.
So, 2 weeks ago, some of our funders came to Indonesia between our grantees. So in that week, we discussed about the situation in Indonesia, the shrinking democratic space, and also discuss about our strategy to operate in Indonesia. So in that discussion, that's why there is a plan to identify option for us to operate in Indonesia. So yeah, we learn from Ford Foundation operation in Indonesia, and it is clear for us we will not follow the Ford Foundation. We learn from Klua. Maybe this is not also a good option, as you said, because if we choose the Klua model, then it's like victory of neoliberal economy. So probably we choose the model of Tifa Foundation. But as Mas Darmawan said, with this current political situation in Indonesia, any model will not guarantee our operation in Indonesia, because, for instance, now the new Minister of Internal Affairs is the former Chief of Police in Indonesia, and based on his interview in the media I read today, his top goal in this role is to enforce and implement the mass organization law. And of course, his main target is the radical group like Islamic Defender Front and other groups. But who will guarantee this is also will affect our operation in Indonesia. Because it's also happened for Greenpeace, for other organizations because of the palm oil campaign and coal campaign in the past few years. So, yeah.
I'm afraid I think we have to conclude because that's the time we have. I want to thank obviously all of you for coming tonight. Our speakers, Thelma and Volvo and Alif. I just want to say, as a way of trying to close this in a way that is not the usual, but I have great admiration for both of you, for what you do, because to do what you do in a place like Indonesia, just to come here and talk about it, takes a lot of courage. And so thank you. Thank you very, very much for this. I hope you can join me in thanking them for this. And for all of us now, there is outside some coffee and tea, some refreshments. You're very welcome. What I would like to kindly ask you to consider also when you walk out, there is a donation box for C Junction, because C Junction relies on donation from people like us to continue this work. And please come again. Thank you very much. Thank you also to Sayu and James for their support. Thank you. Thank you again.